Hi everybody, welcome back to CricTracker special show in the air with me, Nivedna Prabhu. Like we anticipated, there was one person who was going to be proving very deadly for the Team India side. Of course, James Anderson. We'll get talking a little further with our cricket guests, Rishabh and Pratyay. But before I get talking to them, let's take a quick look at where they have left off currently. In the first innings, 53 for 2 Team India and 20.1 overs. Shubman Gill, of course, 17 of 24. But दूसरी तरफ James Anderson doing the needful for Team England 2 for 15. Rishabh, Pratyay, welcome back on CricTracker special show in the air. Let me start with you, Rishabh. What was your first takeaway with the kind of performance? Because at the end of the day, we did discuss in the pre-show where, if the services of not having Rohit Sharma, the opening combination, then going to Pujara as well as Gill, a lot of anticipation on that in terms of them, getting a great start, but that did not happen. From here on, what are you predicting?
Well, at the moment, I guess things look a bit settled for India with Virat Kohli out there batting with Vihari. Vihari may be looking a bit rusty up now, but hopefully he'll improve in the next session. Well, I think India will be targeting a score of around over 300, most probably. And we all want Virat Kohli to fire. Like, he is the key man, as Michael Vaughan has already said. Like, he's the man to watch out for. He played that special knock of 149 at Edgbaston in 2018, and hoping for the same from King Kohli this time around as well.
All right, so he has his fingers crossed, and we did discuss that earlier as well about him getting that century. What is he going to do? Of course, Pratyay also pointed out that the pressure on Kohli this time around is a lot more than normal because we've discussed number of times about not having the services of someone like Rohit at the helm of affairs as well. But I'll come back to you, Pratyay. We did discuss we spoke about the point that Anderson, of course, will be doing, the needful, but too soon. We've also seen this previously. If we were to talk about this series, rewinding to 1 year ago, them falling like a pack of cards in terms of, India's batting order. What are we looking at over here now? Are we looking at this solid partnership that shouldn't be broken between Vihari and Kohli?
Well, definitely. See, I think Anderson, you know that what kind of an operator he is with the new ball. Made it talk again, picking up a crucial wicket off Pujara again for the fifth time in this series, if I'm not wrong. And
Yeah.
we were taking a look at that battle. I mean, he's proving Pujara to be his bunny. I mean, 11, 12 times that he has now gotten him in test. That's
Yeah.
a big feat in itself. And I think, like, at the moment, what is very important for India is to, because whenever you are playing in England, you really do not know when and from where would a collapse occur. It can happen anytime. So what's important for this particular pair, because Vihari, we know, is someone who is very technically sound. He loves to do the hard grind and scores his runs, puts a value on his wicket. Virat Kohli is not in the greatest of forms, but I think that we know what caliber he has. He has got runs at this venue. I think what's important is to now when you come back, because these kind of interruptions can also break your rhythm a little bit. So when you kind
Right.
of come back, you have to start from the scratch. I mean, whether you're playing on 50 or whether you're playing on 70 or you've played 100 balls, that does not really matter a lot because you have to start again. And specifically the fact that it's slightly overcast, the pitch is doing a little bit. In England, you can always trust the bounce. So you're doing that. The ball is nipping around a little bit, so you have to be cautious. And as Rishabh said, I mean, you have to look at a big score because right now what we have seen, if New Zealand series is any indicator, you know that even the toughest totals probably would be chased down in at ease. So I think it is very important for India to be at the front foot and not
Right.
allow England to put them under pressure, because another wicket here or two, 40 odd, 50 odd for three, that suddenly starts to look a little bit more dangerous. So I think it's important to build a partnership from here on, and I think these two batters have got every element in their batting to do that.
Right, of course, we need that solid show to be put up by them if they need to gain some momentum here. Considering the fact that you just speak about Pujara and Anderson, a quick, stat review for all our viewers out there. Pujara's first inning score this series has been 4-9, 14-12. He was dismissed by Anderson in each of these 5 innings. No surprises for guessing, right? When you have someone like Anderson, a seasoned bowler like him, we were expecting that this damage is going to happen. This quickly was probably what we did not anticipate. Coming to you, Rishabh, there was a lot of hopes even pinned on Shubman Gill. He did have good start somewhere, but what really went wrong in that particular performance of his today?
Well, I guess Gill was looking to score runs. I mean, he was out there to put his bat to everything that he was getting. And he
Yeah.
also got out to playing a bit away from his body, as we all just saw. Like he edged that ball to Anderson. Well, he looked pretty good. He had a positive outlook to things. He was looking to score, but unfortunately couldn't convert that into a big score today.
Right. Hopefully, that would change, in a due course of time in terms of the second innings. But we'll have to wait and watch what is going to happen with the total score, because I don't think right now it looks like, unless, of course, Bihari and Kohli do give that momentum to Team India, then, like we've always said, we could smell some danger potentially, because, like Pratyay has also pointed out, Team England has looked fantastic in that series against New Zealand. So even if the bowlers are doing damage, they have their batters to come ahead and do the needful. But who's going to be proving lethal from Team India's perspective in terms of bowling? Definitely let me know in the comments. Talking about this particular series, let's find out what's happening on social tracker and what everyone's talking about. If you could take a quick look at that on our screens. Two modern day greats smiling. I mean, although we know that Pratik has spoken about how Anderson has got Kohli out as well. This is an amazing picture from today's particular match between Anderson and Kohli. Most times dismissing Chiteshwar Pujara and Test. 12 James Anderson, 10 Nathan Lyon, 7 Pat Cummins, 6 Josh Hazelwood, and 5 Trent Bolt. All right. Do we have any other social trackers? Okay, Rishabh, would you like to comment? Okay, we come back to this. We miss Mahendra Singh Dhoni during England versus India, is what Dhoni's army has tweeted. Now, of course, you could have any amount of series. You could probably win another World Cup as well. But one name that everybody will continue to miss is Mahendra Singh Dhoni. So I'm not surprised that someone's come out there with this particular placard. But coming back to that particular stats that we were speaking about, Pujara being dismissed most number of times. Anderson's probably the only one who's really happy about sitting right at the top. Pratik, what's your takeaway from here? Now, this is of course where both the teams are standing currently. You've already spoken about the partnership, but going forward, if not Kohli and Hanuma Bihari, who are you banking on to do the job for Team India? Would it be Pant? Would it be Shreyas Iyer? Who are we looking at?
Well, definitely. I think Shreyas Iyer has been the man in form, at least if you're talking about this format, got a century on his debut against New Zealand. And he
Right.
has kind of, made his spot. I mean, after Rahane, if you're looking at someone who probably could, fit himself into the scheme of things, it has to be Shreyas Iyer. Rishabh Pant, of course, he has played gem of innings in plenty of games in a short span. He has plenty of innings to boast of. So you know that he is also someone who is capable of playing a hand. But as I said, that the reason that you would want probably Hanuma Vihari and Virat Kohli to set a sort of a platform is because right now it's. I would still give this session to England because a couple of wickets, and this was attritional cricket. I mean, this was really like hard earned runs. You have to work hard. You have to sort of just grind it out in the middle and then score those runs. So 50 for 2, 53 for 2 odd. You have to probably give this session to England. And the first day, of course, second and third day are often called the moving day of a test match. But if you're talking about this particular game, you have to be on your toes because, as I said, that this England side at the moment, when we left this series last time, the situations were entirely different. 7 of those players are not even a part of the 11. So that goes on to
Right.
tell you how things have changed. And that's bound to happen when you have a gap of as long as 9 to 10 months in between a game. So I think if India has to keep a strange hold on the match, they need to make the second session their own. And I think before we even think about going to Pant and Iyer, because if they are in, that means that you have lost, of course, Kohli and Hanuma Vihari. So I think it's important for this partnership to build on. Maybe another 70, 80 odd runs will get you better placed. And then you can think about Pant and Iyer doing what they are known to do the best. I'm not worried about India's batting depth because there's Jadeja as well. There's Shardul Thakur to come as well. Shami, we have seen that one partnership in this series already. You never know even if he can hang around and things like that. But I think that would be too far right now. If they can build a solid partnership from here, maybe another 100 runs, India would be in a great position.
All right, this is of course a summary of what has happened so far. But before we leave, I think Rishabh, we didn't get your opinion earlier, during the day about Bumrah becoming, the stand-in captain for this particular series. What are you expecting, from him from the captaincy point of view? Bowler, of course, there's not too much to be discussing because we know how fantastic he is. But the pressure is a lot more considering this is the fifth and final, test match as well.
Well, indeed, he will be under immense pressure, but also this is his very first opportunity. He's thrilled. He's thrilled to be the captain of the team. really looking forward to it. As he said that in January earlier this year, that he's really looking forward to captain Team India as well. So yeah, he
Right.
will be under a bit of pressure, but I'm pretty sure he will handle it well. Being a bowler, he being especially at the death, he has handled pressure very. He's really used to handling pressure. So surely he will come
Right.
out
Okay.
good.
Probably like handling pressure is probably cake. Cake walk is what Rishabh is trying to tell us. But दूसरी तरफ the comment section is divided. Some believe that India is going to win. Some believe that England's going to win. Well, we like the fact that you guys are participating and debating who's going to win. We're also anxiously waiting to see what the result of this fifth and final rescheduled Test match is going to be looking like. But this was a quick update on where things stand for both England and India at the moment. Want to thank Rishabh and of course Pratyek for joining me in the studios. Thank you as well for joining us on this particular session. We'll be back once again to be discussing everything. So until then, of course, follow CricTracker for the latest news in the world of cricket.